With the market getting mauled again, you got to understand that this sell-off is nothing like what happened a month ago when everything got hammered indiscriminately. This time, we're actually starting to see some real differentiation. It's important for your portfolio. The coronavirus winners are holding up a heck of a lot better than the losers. Take Nestle. It's the Swiss packaged foods powerhouse with a stock that barely got dinged today. And no wonder, Nestle's not only a classic recession-proof business, it also has a major presence in categories that are flying off the shelves thanks to the lockdowns. Bottled water, candy, coffee, frozen foods, ice cream. We know Nestle's in just incredible shape. They reported a very solid quarter mid-February. They're also working hard to protect their employees and keep the world supplied with food. So let's take a closer look with Mark Schneider. He's the CEO of Nestle, one of the world's largest food companies. Mr. Schneider, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thanks, Jim. Welcome back, and glad to be on the show.
Well, sir, you have a remarkable company, not just because of the breadth of product that you have, but you're also an incredibly charitable company. But what I want to talk about in this terrible age of COVID is, as the world's largest food company, how are you able to get food to the supermarkets and fill all those shelves that are constantly have to be restocked? Because I can't find your stuff in the supermarket a lot because it just snapped up constantly.
Look, this was a tremendous global surge in demand as people were stocking their pantries in order to get prepared and spend more time at home. And so we're scrambling. We're working as hard as we can. We know this is our main purpose at this hour, to be sure that shelves and pantries are stocked and people have essential food and beverage products. But of course, this was an upsurge that no one got prepared for, and we're scrambling to meet demand and working hard at it.
One of the things that I think that you guys do better than almost anybody that I think people don't talk enough about, pet care. It's really shining here. And I want you to mention it because we've talked about beverages, nutrition, water's really amazing. But your mix of what you're selling, iconic and local brands for pets, doing incredibly well.
You're right, and pets need to be fed in this crisis too, so we saw some stocking up there as well. But even before the crisis, this is one of our best performing categories, up 7% for last year. We just actually announced today another acquisition in the pet food space, Lily's Kitchen based in the UK, high-end natural pet food for dogs and cats. So this is a tremendous category with huge potential down the road.
You're doing something that I think a lot of food companies have not been able to do successfully. Your premiumization is working, whether it be vegan, sustainability, organic, naturalization. Every single one of these initiatives seems to be able to make it so that your profitability is very strong.
You're absolutely right, Jim. These are the trends that we are seeing. We're catering to those. We've been working patiently at improving our products and meet those demands. And I think those things will stay on trend going forward through this crisis. So it's a worthwhile endeavor to keep working on those.
When you were on last, we talked about the idea of a bottle, of a plastic bottle, perhaps not being, not going to end up in the Pacific, in the giant island. How's that going?
Yeah, so sustainable packaging is a key area. Sustainable packaging is an area where people report directly to me because we need to make progress across the full spectrum of our products. So biodegradable is one solution, reusable is another one. And of course, we want to make our products recyclable by the year 2025. We're making good progress towards that. Big issue for this year is going to be the elimination of plastic straws and to replace those with paper straws. So all of these initiatives are working well and making good progress.
My kids and I joke at the end of the day. I have a daughter who lives in Madrid, sadly, very tough. A daughter lives in Greenwich Village, and we do FaceTime, and we all laugh because the only thing that makes us really happy is eating a ton of candy. It makes us happy, and I bet you we cannot be alone.
Yeah, and look, I mean, this is a time where snacking and comfort food is just as important as essential nutrients. And, you know, it's a stressful period for all of us. And so making sure that those products continue to be available is a big part of our job. The heroes of the hour are clearly our frontline workers that are doing tremendous jobs in our factories and distribution centers and quality assurance labs to be sure that that happens.
Now, there are not enough talk. I was watching on our 5 o'clock show the idea the people who bring food from your factories to the store, the most unprotected people in the world other than the people in the healthcare business. How are they faring?
Look, I mean, this is exactly what I mean when I say that the frontline workers are the people I admire the most. It's our job to really give them every help and support necessary. That means, for example, enhanced hygiene protocols, safety and protection gear when necessary. And it also means, from a top management perspective, we really try to spend time with them. So my colleagues and I, we do spend time regularly at distribution centers and factories to be sure that frontline workers understand we're with them in this.
Now, Mark, the idea, there are a lot of people who have always been well employed. I never thought they'd ever be on the unemployment line. Never thought that they would ever be short of food. You're doing something about that too, right?
Yes, so we're donating where we can across the 187 countries in the world where we're present. This is a global problem, and hence we need to help where we can. We want to be a good neighbor in the communities where we're present. So we're donating to food banks, Meals on Wheels. In America, we're giving donations to be sure that food reaches people who cannot leave their homes. We're supplying hospitals with medical nutrition. We're sharing some of the medical protocols now for people that need to be on a respirator. So lots of things that are happening across the full spectrum, what we can do to help mitigate this crisis.
And how is the food service business? Because I know that we've had a number of companies, like Conagra we had yesterday, they're doing well in the supermarket. But the other side, there's a lot of offices and businesses that are closed right now.
Absolutely. And food service, all in all, is about 10% of our revenues. And that, of course, is hard hit. We're working closely with our food service partners because many of these businesses, of course, are facing tremendous stress, and we want to be sure they make it through this period. But yes, it's a negative on the food service side. It's a positive on the in-home consumption.
But I would have to believe that the positive on in-home does, let's say, exceed what could be the downside from the food service.
It does, but do keep in mind you have to look at this through the full cycle. So right now, of course, people are stocking up, but we all hope that this period that we spend in our homes is a temporary one. And then over time, I think the overall trend towards more out-of-home consumption will come back. And of course, pantries at some point will get destocked as well. So it's important not to look at it just on a 1 week or 1 quarter basis, but look at it more like on a 1 or 2 year basis.
I hope not, but I understand. Last question is from my wife. She said, you should ask Mr. Schneider whether he's ready for the onslaught of babies 9 months from now.
Infant nutrition is one of our biggest businesses, and obviously this is a core category for us. We're ready for every surge that might happen. Every baby that gets born, we're cheering it on.
Only silver lining in this whole thing. Mark Schneider, you are terrific, CEO of Nestle's. What an incredible company. Thank you so much for coming on Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim.
That is a great company. I wish one day we can get to the shares, buy some, because Nestle's is one of the best managed worldwide food companies, and they also have a pretty good reputation for charity. Mad Money's back in.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.